Are you looking to upgrade to a full frame camera but you're on a tight budget? Well, it might be easier than you think. Welcome to the channel, everybody. The Canon 5D3 and the Sony A7 II were state-of-the-art full frame cameras in 2015. Wait, that was 8 years ago. So, in 2023, are these full frame cameras still worth using? And if so, which one is best for you? Stick with me to find out. Let's start off by talking about some of the highlights. The Canon 5D3 was announced in 2012. It has a 22 megapixel full frame sensor, EF lens mount, and has a 3.2 inch rear screen. It shoots stills up to 6 frames per second and full frame video at 24 frames per second. The build quality and weather sealing is really good on this camera, and it feels really comfortable to hold due to its ergonomics. The Sony A7 II was announced in 2014. It has a 24 megapixel full frame sensor, is mirrorless, and has a Sony emote. It has a 3-inch tilting rear screen. It shoots stills at 5 frames per second, does full HD up to 60 frames per second, and has built-in image stabilization. The compact, lightweight design makes this a great camera to carry around while on the go. The image quality is where these cameras really shine. I've used both of them for years and taken some amazing images with each, but how do they compare in 2023? Well, even though they don't have the latest tech, they still produce great image quality. Given that they are 22 and 24 megapixels, there really isn't much size difference between the files. I have printed images from both cameras as large as 30 by 45 inches without any problem with resolution. Hopefully the images that have been shown here help you understand the image quality of these cameras. The video quality on these older cameras is definitely a little lacking, since they only shoot full HD instead of 4K. But full HD is passable for a lot of video needs. I've filmed parts of this video using both cameras so you can see the video output. I'm using the Sony A7 II currently. The video of the Canon is also very passable, but if you're looking for a strong video camera, these two are probably not the best choice for you. With so many of the specs being so close to the same, let's focus on the key things that are different about these two cameras. The first thing to talk about is the mirrorless versus not mirrorless, and specifically the electronic viewfinder versus the optical viewfinder. Well, the optical viewfinder of the Canon is much brighter than the electronic viewfinder of the Sony. This is really important when you're out shooting and you're in bright light and it's really hard to see and you're trying to compose. The advantage here clearly goes to the Canon. The next key difference is the in-body stabilization. Well, the Sony has in-body stabilization and the Canon doesn't. This is another big difference because no matter what lens you're using with the Sony, you're going to get some image stabilization. Whereas with the Canon, any lens that you use has to have image stabilization in it or you won't have image stabilization available. This is a huge win for the Sony, especially if you like shooting with vintage lenses. The third key difference between these two cameras is the size and ergonomics. The Sony is much more compact and is smaller and is easier to carry around and be a little more stealthy with. And the Canon, it's 300 grams heavier than the Sony, but the ergonomics of it really fit my hand a little better. So this is an area where one isn't necessarily better than the other, but they are very different and you have to choose the one that works best for you. The A7 II battery is notoriously on the small size and you get way fewer shots from the Sony than you do with the 5D3. As a matter of fact, the 5D3 comes in at almost 900 shots on a charge. opposed to the A7 II that's, 350 shots less than that. I've found that both of these cameras, the battery life isn't terrible, but if you do get a Sony A7 II, make sure to remember that you're going to definitely need extra batteries to carry with you due to the battery size compared to the Canon 5D3. The last key difference that I'm going to talk to you about with these cameras is memory card slots. And while this is often overlooked, I will say that during the filming of this video, I actually had a memory card get corrupted on me, and I had to refilm a few of the things that I was talking about. Well, the Canon has 2 memory card slots compared to the Sony, which only has 1. This is really important if you're going to use this camera to, say, shoot weddings or do events or something that you can't just reshoot what you're doing, right? Nobody wants to go to a bride and say, hey, there's no images of your wedding because I had a memory card get corrupted. So keep that in mind. This is another key area where the Canon just has a great advantage over the Sony. So I've talked about the image and video quality of these two cameras. I've talked about the key differences between them, but let's talk about, are either of these worth it in 2023? Well, given that they produce really good images and given the cost, they have a laundry list of great lenses available for both of them. I think either of these full frame cameras would be great in 2023, especially if you're looking for a full frame camera to shoot stills and video is really just kind of a secondary thing for you. Either the Sony A7 II or the Canon 5D Mark III would be an awesome choice. As a matter of fact, you can even still get the Sony A7 II new in 2023 at the time of me making this video. Well, now that I've said that both of these cameras are still relevant in 2023, let's talk about why someone might pick one over the other. Well, with the Canon, if you feel like a rugged, hardily built camera that fits well in your hands, that has a bright viewfinder, 2 memory card slots sounds good to you, then probably the Canon is the best way to go. Now, if on the other side of it, you want something that's small and compact, lightweight, easy to use, you want to use vintage lenses, and you want to be on the move and maybe have the camera be a little bit more stealthy and not as noticeable, then maybe the Sony is the right choice for you. All right, and if I had to pick one of these cameras, I really like the Canon 5D3, but I would pick the Sony A7 II. And I would pick this camera because of the image stabilization, the ability to be able to use vintage lenses with adapters, and I like the fact that it's a small, compact, full-frame camera. I use medium format cameras a lot as well, and because those are large, having something that is small would be perfect for me. I hope this helps you make your decision on which full frame camera is best for you in 2023. And thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up below, and if there's a camera that you like or a full frame camera that you think is better on a budget, let me know about it in the comments below. And until next time, enjoy your photography journey. And if you want to hear more about the Sony A7 II, click on the video now.